guys, before we get started with this video, I would just like to say if you're enjoying my content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and give that notification bell a big ol' smack for me. It helps the channel out a lot. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hello everybody, and welcome to Ask Barney Episode 9. So we're playing Minecraft on screen today because Roblox, for whatever reason, is putting on these incredibly difficult CAPTCHA things that, honestly, I don't know what their problem is. I don't know if, like, there's somebody trying to do something with a crap ton of bots on Roblox right now, or what the deal is, but I don't want to deal with that, so I decided to go hop on to my hardcore Minecraft world, my modded Minecraft hardcore world, and just go on a little mining trip. So you're gonna watch me do some mining in a little bit, while I first handle the problem that was around my shelter. But, yeah! Anyways, if you have not seen this series before, Ask Barney is basically where you ask questions and I answer them. I know, it is very difficult to understand. So if you want a chance to have your question featured in Ask Barney Episode 10, go ahead and leave your question in the comment section below. And remember, the more creative your question is, the better chance it will be shown, because a lot of times people leave questions that I've already answered in previous episodes, and I'd really rather not have the same question in multiple episodes. So, yeah, keep them creative, and, yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the first question, shall we? How did you feel when you realized you were a legend? I don't know if I have realized that yet, because I try not to, like, you know, think of myself as super famous or legendary. I honestly try not to think overly high of myself, because that leads to arrogance, and, arrogance is not a good thing. But I will say this. Whenever I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, I definitely become legendary because I drink a crap ton of Mountain Dew Legend. That is actually the name of the drink that is at Buffalo Wild Wings, Mountain Dew Legend. So I guess when I have a lot of that in my system, you could call me legendary. It's a good flavor too. It's like berry lime, and it's this literally pitch black color. So like all your insides are gonna be black after you drink it. So, yeah, that's probably the closest I've ever come to calling myself legendary, when I've got, like, 3 cups of Mountain Dew Legend in my system. But anyway, it's probably very unhealthy. But anyway, moving on to the next question. Do you like Legos? And if so, what's your favorite set? Personally, mine is the upscaled Lego minifigure. Kind of. I was never really big into building Legos growing up, but I always liked the mini, like, characters, the people that came with it. I remember buying, like, the Star Wars sets, but literally just for the minifigures. You can imagine my parents didn't buy me Legos very often, because, like, they were expensive, and I didn't even use 99% of what actually came in the box. I remember they would sometimes buy me these tiny boxes that were just, you know, the characters, but other than that, I did not get a lot of Legos growing up. So, yeah, I do like the Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga video game. I love that very, very much. I play that on the Nintendo Wii quite a bit. I played that all the time as a kid, too. But, yeah, I wasn't a very big Lego kid, because, you know, just used the characters, and that was really it. And then Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, so that was about it with me and Legos. What's the most expensive trolling video you had to make, besides the huge audio trolling video? Oh, this is an easy one. Probably when I bought 2 Shift Leader accounts at Washies for one video. And I think that costed me around 40 USD. Yeah, that was, yeah, that was pretty expensive. Probably not something I'm gonna be doing very often, because that is very expensive. Have you ever been physically sick from one of your gross trolls? Me physically sick? No, that has never happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, the people I was trolling at times got physically sick, because I can get pretty gross. I can get pretty gross at times, but I'll tell you, not as gross as some other people get. Let me tell you, like, some of the things other people say, it's just gross. It's just vile, man, because there's certain lines that I just do not cross when it comes to the things I say, but other people don't seem to care about those said lines. They'll go way farther than I do. So, no, but I would say I've probably gotten close to getting sick at what other people have said at times. Would you ever change your channel name? Oh no, absolutely not. I have had the same name on YouTube, Roblox, Twitter, all those places since the very beginning. I just don't think it would be good for me to change my name. Not to mention, it might confuse people if I actually changed my name. That's kind of part of the reason why I've been reluctant to change my profile picture or my icon. You know, the one you see at the beginning of my videos, the one you see on my channel. Yeah, that icon. Because that's been around for a long time as well. Not anywhere near as long as my username, but that's been around for a long time too, so I'm kind of reluctant to change it. But I did change my channel banner, I think it was like a year or so ago. I don't know if you guys noticed that. But yeah, my icon and my username are most likely staying the same, especially my username. I may change my icon at some point in the future, but my name, that's never going away. That is never, ever, ever changing. Trust me on that. Hi Barney, new here. I would like to ask, favorite horror villains or Star Wars characters? Well, welcome to the community. Glad to have you around. Horror villains, I'm not really into horror anything, so I don't really have a favorite horror villain or character in general. But Star Wars, as some of you know, I am a massive Star Wars nerd. So that would be a very difficult question to answer, but I would have to probably say Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. Just his story from beginning to end is just so amazing. And I think it is a very human thing. You know, the idea of someone being a good person, losing their way, but then at the end finding their way back again. I think that speaks to all of us, that no matter how good of a person you are or think you are, you always have the potential to do terrible things. But even if you do, you can turn back. You can redeem yourself for it. You just have to choose to do it. So every single one of us has the capacity for great good and, unfortunately, great evil. I think that the whole story of Anakin Skywalker is a very human story. Very human. And not to get another religious rant, I'll keep this one short, I promise. That's essentially the entire Christian religion in a nutshell. That, you know, all of us have done terrible things before. Whether you want to admit it or not, everyone has done terrible things. And the Christian religion is all about turning away from evil, or just, you know, things that we know we shouldn't do, but do them anyway, and embracing righteousness. That is literally the Christian religion in a nutshell. There's more to it than that, of course, because, you know, believing in Jesus is a big one. But yeah, anyway, I'll stop there. Do you have any tips for getting monetized and getting more views on long-form vids? Not really. I'll be honest with you, my whole story of being a YouTuber is a bit unusual, because, like, I got, you know, big, if you will, on YouTube kind of just by chance, or at least that's the way it seems to me, because I was just kind of doing my own thing, making videos that I enjoy doing, and they just happened to pop off on YouTube, and eventually got to the point where I was eligible for the monetization program, and the rest is history. But for those of you who are very familiar with, you know, my entire story, you know that for a long time, I wasn't getting anywhere near enough views to be in the monetization program, and then all of a sudden, it just kinda happened. So, I don't know. I mean, I just know my story, where I just kinda popped off out of nowhere, it seems. So, if I were to make another YouTube channel, and, like, not associated at all with the Barney Hunter 12 name or whatever, and try to take off on YouTube a second time, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. I don't know if I would be able to do it, because I don't really know what did it the first time, to be honest with you. How did you first react when YouTube striked your channel for the 2024 Christmas video? Oh, that is quite a story. That actually happened on Christmas Day of 2024. So I was actually at a Christmas get-together when it happened, because the Christmas video actually came out on Christmas Day as well. It had just come out like an hour and a half ago. So I sat down on the couch, I opened up my phone, and I got a notification saying YouTube has flagged your video or taken it down, or I forget exactly how they worded it, but, you know, basically the same sentiment. We have taken action on your video. So I looked into it, saw that they took down my video, and I'll tell you, that ruined my Christmas. It really did. It really ruined my Christmas. I didn't really have a good Christmas the year before that either, so the last 2 Christmases have kind of sucked for me, so I'm hoping that I have a better one this year. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, I was in complete and utter shock. And I was not in a place where I could really deal with it at the time because I was away from home. So I got back home and looked more into it, and I immediately got to work on trying to fix the situation. There is actually a 3-part video series that goes over the whole situation in its entirety, so if you happen to not be familiar with what this person is talking about, I will leave a link in the description to part 1, then part 1 in the comments will have a link to part 2, and I think the description as well, and then part 2 will have a link to part 3. So, yeah, it's a whole series. 10 years ago, did you ever think that in 10 years you'd be as popular as you are now? Oh no, what was that, 2015? No, absolutely not, because those were the days when I was barely breaking, like, 30, 40, 50 views per video. So no, absolutely not. In 2015 did I ever think I would be where I am today, and thank God that I am. What happens in your Discord server? I really want to join it. If you want to join my Discord, just press the join button on the channel and get the Discord server accessed here. And just make sure that your YouTube account is connected to your Discord account. You should have no problems getting in. It should just automatically direct you to an invite. But as for what happens in my Discord, we honestly kind of chill out and chat. We also just did a lot of movie nights inside my Discord, where in the stage area, an admin in my server named Tom Servo will use a website that he knows of to play movies. We actually just got through watching the entire original Star Wars trilogy, A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. We went through 3 weekends of doing that. We watched A New Hope on one Saturday, then The Empire Strikes Back on another Saturday, and then Return of the Jedi the next Saturday. It was a lot of fun. The most recent one we did was the first SpongeBob movie, the one from 2004. We just did that this past weekend, so that was really, really fun. We're probably going to get into doing game nights at some point as well, but a lot of it is just hanging out, chilling out. There's a lot of text channels in there that are dedicated to various topics. Like there's one dedicated to talking about the foods we like to eat. There's one that's dedicated to talking about workouts and dieting. Of course, there's a general chat. No memes in general. No, I'm just kidding. There is a memes channel. There is a channel dedicated to posting fancy greetings or orders. There's a channel for where you can post IDs to troll audios. There's actually a channel dedicated to asking me questions and I answer them. So a much more direct way to ask me questions. You actually have a better chance of having me answer your question if you were to ask me it in my Discord server versus doing it in this series. You have a much better chance of me answering it if you ask it to me in there. Because, you know, I have to read a comment section that has over 100 questions for this series. Whereas in my Discord, there's not nearly as many, so it's way easier for me to answer them. But of course, you know, I don't answer everything, because sometimes people ask me questions I just don't want to answer, or just, you know, questions I've answered 1,000 times. How much does a Discord cost? I'm gonna assume you mean how much does it cost to, like, get the Discord server accessed here. And that is $6.99 USD a month. Now, that might sound like a lot to some people, but there's a reason for that. Number one, it's to ensure that people who join my server are serious about being a part of that server, and most likely are not going to be in there to try to cause trouble. Because the trolling community has its fair share of people who are big troublemakers. That was a big problem with my previous Discord from, like, 2019-2020. That server was free. Anybody could join. The link to it was in the description of my old videos. You can actually still see that link on many of those videos from that era. Of course, it doesn't work anymore, but it's still there, so anybody could join. And, yeah, the server became incredibly toxic. A lot of toxic people got in there and were causing problems for me and the admin team. And it was just making, you know, the experience of being in my Discord just not a pleasant thing. It was just not pleasant being in that old Discord. It wasn't enjoyable being in it, and you know, that's not why you make a Discord server, to make an unpleasant environment, at least usually. So yeah, we put a paywall on this new server to ensure that people who join are most likely not going to be people that are going to try to break the rules or be toxic, and if they do, then hey, we get rid of them very quickly, and I keep the money. So, you know, it's kind of a win-win situation. You keep out most of the toxic people, and if there are toxic people that get in there and break the rules, hey, they wasted their money. So, win-win situation. And another thing, my mod team is very small. Like, it's literally just me and a few of my friends. Now, of course, everyone says, well, you can just get more mods or hire more mods. That costs a lot of money. And I also don't trust people. I have a very, very bad trust issue problem. In fact, I've had multiple of my old mods from my old Discord turn on me. So, yeah, I am not really too thrilled about the idea of just hiring people I don't know. And before you say it, hire people you know, that's a very short list. I have a very short list of friends, believe it or not. Because, you know, trust issues will do that. Yeah. But yeah, those are kind of the main reasons why the Discord has a paywall on it. If you want to know the story of what happened with my old Discord server, you can either look up on YouTube, Barney Hunter 12, What Happened to My Discord, which will go over a shorter version of the story, or you can go to my current channel trailer, Decade in the Making, which will go over the story in much more detail. And it basically goes over my entire story of how I became a YouTuber, my experiences as a YouTuber, and what led me to becoming the person I am today, which includes the whole situation with that Discord. So, yeah, you got multiple options to know the story, because I'm not going to go over it again in this video. I might become a troller in the future. Do you have any suggestions for me and the viewers? Be funny, but be respectful. You don't have to sacrifice one to do the other. You can be respectful or just, you know, reasonable, and be funny at the same time. You know, even though these are pixelated avatars that you're talking to, there are real people behind those characters. That can be very easy to forget sometimes, but just remember, you're talking to a real person when you talk to these people. So, yeah, you know, do what you think is funny, but as long as it's respectful and not vulgar. That's kind of the main piece of advice that I have for trollers, because we have too many trollers out there who do things that are genuinely disrespectful, and we don't need that. What was the Great Frappe War? Honestly, I think that story deserves its own video, because number one, it's too long to put in this video, especially since we're at the end of this video now, but number two, it's a pretty big piece of Barney Hunter 12 lore, if you will. Some people call, like, my story videos Barney Hunter 12 lore. So yeah, I think that deserves its own video dedicated to its story, because it really is quite a story, and I think there are some lessons to be learned from it. So yeah, you might see me make a video dedicated to just telling the story of the Great Frappe War, so look forward to that. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Ask Barney. So if you want to have your question potentially featured in Ask Barney episode 10, go ahead and leave your question in the comment section of this video. And remember, the more creative your question is, the better chance that it will be featured in the next episode. If it's a question I've seen 1,000 times and already answered before, it's probably not going to be shown. So make it creative, something I've never seen before. Alright? There. And try to keep them to one question each as well. Like, if you put more than one question, I'm probably not going to put it on. But anyway, it's time for some more shoutouts for the official Cool Kids Club. Barista Bashers. So if you would like to become a Barista Basher, go ahead and press the join button next to my name, and you'll have your name shown on my videos. Or if you would like to become a part of my private Discord, press the join button and get the Discord server access tier. And just make sure that your Discord account is connected to your YouTube account before purchasing. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's just showcase these awesome people here. I apologize for the twitching on the screen. That is, of course, the stupid scroll bar issue I've been having for a while now. Yes, I just want to say thank you to everybody. So many people got gifted Barista Basher in my most recent live stream. It's kind of overwhelming how many people have Barista Basher now. If I ever get back to actually narrating each name, like, individually, I am going to lose my voice. I am going to genuinely lose my voice. So we'll see if I get back to doing that, because honestly, I might break my voice, like legitimately break my voice, if I have to do this every single time I record. So we'll see what happens here, but yes. All right, we're getting down to the last of them here. I want to say thank you to everybody who has become a Barista Basher. Even if you were gifted it, I still want to say thank you, and I hope that you continue to be a Barista Basher in the future. Thank you guys very much.